First robotics team probably wouldn't exist in any way, shape, or form nearly at the level it does without that. And that team this year went to the regional championships at Lehigh and won. And as a 3 or 4 year old team, that's unheard of. And we're very proud of them. They actually qualified for a world competition in St. Louis. So it's good. It's wonderful that we received those funds.
I just wanted to report that this morning, the foundation, the full board of the foundation meets 4 times a year. One of the meetings is in June. They meet in June, September, December, and March. And we usually we visit the schools in June, and we rotate among the 3 Ws, and it was Western Wayne's turn. So I wanted to thank Helen and thank Dr. Waco, because this morning the meeting took place at 8:30 at the Evergreen School. Many people from the county and the foundation were present the first time they were at the Evergreen School. Dr. Waco organized a presentation by Brian Landry and some students, and we had a good turnout from the foundation members, and they demonstrated their latest creation. And afterward, when we were having our meeting, they mentioned how impressed they were with the group that had presented and what we had done with that. So thank you. Thank you, Ellen, for being a wonderful host this morning.
That's also, by the way, that's a partnership
Yes.
between Western Wayne and Wayne High,
Yes.
which is really unique and very important. So it's a good thing.
Excellent.
I have an item too. Bill and Bernice and I were meeting under the auspices of the volunteer committee, and in order to reach out to the community, I think one of the biggest steps in doing that is to be able to communicate to the community what this school is, what it does, how it functions, how we've risen from the ashes, so to speak. We've climbed tremendously in the ranks. We've come up with what we want to do is reach out to prominent business owners and community organizations and stuff like that, and create what do we call it, community
Advisory Council.
And we need your permission to move ahead with that, but to pull this group of people together in order to give a platform to send that information out to the public. And in the end, I think we're gonna get one, whenever they read a lot of the negative stuff they read about us, they're gonna think twice about what that means. And 2, I think we're gonna get a lot more people coming into the school, donating and participating. We kind of need people's approval to
Yeah,
go to the next place.
Yeah, I certainly approve. You and I have talked about this briefly, but you know, we've always talked that one of our biggest problems is that we're not a singular community. You know, we're a cigar-shaped district, 55 miles long and 6.5 miles wide, and there is no total community. So what you're doing there, you know, can start pulling some of that together. That'd be great.
Dr. Laco's put together, I guess, what do you call it? A model, yeah, a model of how the first meeting would look, and we've gone quite a ways in doing that. So we'll want to move forward. Well, someone has an objection, we'll do that.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Thanks.
It's great. Thank you.
And some of the people we contacted are very enthusiastic about participating.
Yeah.
We've talked to them about the possibility, would you be interested? And they are very interested.
Good.
Yeah, well,
And I have one item just an update on the bond refinancing. We've been working over the last couple of months with Les Barron and his firm on the potential for refinancing. Monday this week was the first day that we would actually be eligible to actually look and get into the market if it was favorable. It is not favorable right now. The market went away from where it had been over the last few months. So right now, as of today, like we were on the phone several times today, the most that they could get in a refinance would be like 1.4%, which is under our target of 2%. One of the options we looked at as an alternative is to look at refinancing only half of the bonds that we have outstanding, about $10 million. If we did that, there was a potential to save about 2.5%, so we'd be under our guidelines. But the total savings would be a little under $250,000, and we kind of feel like we would lose the opportunity to refinance the other half. We probably would never get a chance to refinance if we did half of it. We've talked on several occasions today, and we both feel that we should wait and see what happens in the market over the next couple of months and see if anything changes. I mean, we still have everything in place. We have our insurance ready, we have our, a rating, we got our rating done, that's all in place, everything's ready, so that if the market does change more favorably over the next couple months, we can try it again. But right now, we're not looking at being able to attain anything this date, so. He said if we did want to do the 10 million, do the half, we can look at it, it's not something that he and I, either one of us are really recommending. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
It kind of puts us out of the market for the whole
Gotta take the
refinancing.
total refinance off the table.
Right. Yeah, so it wasn't a good,
Set-
wasn't
set
a good,
that
but we
update and
take
say
that
it
risk,
is.
I know, I have an update, it's not good for me. So, but we'll keep, he's gonna keep watching it, and if anything, does change, we'll be back talking again.
Well, it's not bad news, there's still money to be made even at the 1.4%.
Right,
If we
yeah,
had
it's-
to, so, I mean, but, yeah, there's a lot of time left, as you.
Yeah, this is just the beginning of when we can refinance, so we've got time, and we'll watch it over the next couple months and
What's
see
disappointing?
what we can do. Yeah, a little disappointing, because we thought, things that stayed where they were, yeah, but.
Harrisburg, any numbers at all yet, Rose, that are credible numbers, or there's nothing at all more
No,
right now?
but we read all the proposals, they come in every
As I
day,
do, and probably
Senate
always
and,
doing.
No budget.
and House and
No.
Governor's office, but they're all, still all over the place, there's no consensus between the three. No,
I heard
Yeah.
October.
they're there this week, they're
Yeah,
working
oh,
on
they're
it,
there, yeah,
That's
yeah.
enough.
but,
October.
but yeah, no update from the state as far, and nothing consistent that looks like it's gonna be something that will.
The governor,
The governor.
the investment education for people losing their homes. It was taken a little bit out of
People are gonna
context.
lose their home, yeah, I was gonna say, it must have been.
It was.
People take a break from the which
Nothing else to publish.
People were ripped
But it wasn't a quote.
All right, yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I've never been to a workshop meeting. Am I allowed to ask a question or tell you something? And reason being is because I have 3 children in the district and they're running everywhere. And I'd love to see a videotape, but I understand that if you move your eyebrow the wrong way, people can attack you. My name is Victoria Barcarola. I have 3 children in the district, Johnny, Trina, Adriana, 8th grade, 7th grade, and 3rd grade. And my older children are very involved in sports, and I've been trying to come to this meeting for 8 months. I finally made it. And I said, oh my gosh, there's a couple of things I can say to you. I have a letter here from the president of the committee at the Hideout. It's for 9/11. We do a beautiful ceremony every year. And every year I say, oh, we should get the children to come here. But it's too late when I think of it in September, so it's the last meeting of the year. Do you mind if I read the letter? I can read fast, and it's a short letter. My name is Bob Wiegand, and I am the president of the 9/11 or September 11th Committee and a Help a Hero Foundation located in the Hideout, Lake Erie, Pennsylvania. On September 11th of every year, we hold a memorial of remembrance to honor all who perished that dark day. The 9/11 Memorial Park, called Reflection Park, is located at the front entrance of the Hideout, just off Route 590. The ceremony begins at 8:30 a.m. and starts at 8:30 a.m. and begins with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we are honored to have a color guard from the American Legion Post 807 from Hamlin, PA. We have speakers from our community and from our honored guests. Ms. Victoria Barcarola, which is myself, suggested we invite one or more of your classes to participate in this memorial tribute and perhaps sing a patriotic song. The students could be brought to the Hideout by their parents, or perhaps a school bus could be used for this occasion, which I feel would present a lasting memory. I am sure you may have to secure some proof of his invitation, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mentioned it to Ms. Polisky, and she says, send me something, but it's always in September when I mention it, so. I think we can do this, if the board is willing. I think we could figure this out, because I think the easiest way, I talked to Alan Muller a little bit, is probably to just run that bus later. Just pick up those kids in the Hideout, they'd be with their parents, they'd be supervised. If we are gonna do something with, singing or something of that nature, the teacher could go down, a couple of us could go down. But, we have to decide. But any of those buses coming out of the Hideout, I think what we would do is just make those kids late. I wouldn't run them to Evergreen or middle school or high school and then take them back. I think we would just run them late, if that, was okay with all of you. So, we're working on it, but we think that's the easiest way to do it.
I have not attended one, but I've seen, and they do a big production down there. I
I heard
mean,
it's beautiful.
it really is an amazing job. So I think it would be a
I think
value
it's good for the kids.
for the kids to be a part of.
It's almost a field trip in its own way. There's no charge, and they would love to see it. When I mentioned it, they would love it. It's an education. It makes them, realize.
Now, the interesting thing is, if you think about it, you really should focus on your middle and high school students. None of the Evergreen children were alive
Yeah,
when 9/11 happened.
yeah.
But I'll tell you too, Ellen, we just took a group, we just got back from New York, and we took a group of gifted students to the 9/11 museum, and many of them were not born yet. It was amazing to see their reaction, and I have to say, that opened up an entire discussion with families, with us back here, so I think it's a great idea, if you could work it out.
I mean, if you want a lot of.
Well, we can work it out, it's just, I mean, just depends on what group,
I think that's
we
a good
would,
idea.
Or if you even
That's
have the students at
manageable.
school, get them checked in and get them right back
Yeah, I
out to
think-
school.
I don't think we do that, I think that wouldn't be cost effective. I think what we would probably do, from what Ellen said, it would just be easier to run the hideout buses, like just run one bus in there later, whatever kids went or, would go. Because that's where they're picked up.
I'd say you investigate it, work it out as best you can. My only first thought is that you're gonna have some parents who don't plan to attend, and their children go to school, and they plan to go to work and put the kid on the bus and everything normal. So, how does that happen?
Well,
Who's responsible for that
Right,
child?
I think
If
that's
the
what we
parents-
have to do, is get
Yeah.
permission slips that they would be responsible for the child being there.
Yeah.
And then get them, I mean, we wouldn't just,
So it wouldn't be open up to all children,
I don't think we could, I
It'd be
mean,
just-
there's.
or like a certain grade, I don't know.
I think you're gonna have to target it, I don't know whether grade-wise, because you might only have, like, a hideout bus might only have, say, 5 fifth graders on it or something.
I'd say,
So I think you'd have to target it to, like, the kids in the hideout and elementary, middle, or high.
I certainly wouldn't object. I think you can work out the details.
I think we
As
could
you
too. We
see
could even
best
do a
works,
mix of
I'd be
kids.
all in favor of it.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Do a competition.
Okay,
Is there
there's
not a
something,
competition?
it's so early,
Yeah, I
like
mean,
when
just food
it
for thought.
starts,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean, the school year, to get permissions and slip, we have to be ready to go, like, cause
Yeah.
you're gonna come back on, you come back, Labor Day's the 7th, you come back on the 8th, so it's gonna be a quick turnaround to make sure that it's organized enough. But I think because it's a gated community, you'd be able to do it, you pick the people that you know for the first year.
Yeah.
You know,
Plus you
and
have
the next year
volunteers,
you
we
get other
volunteers could be
kids.
there. The volunteers from the
Well,
school.
We'll
If,
figure it
as
out.
long as they're on our list for
Right.
volunteers, you couldn't just ask the parent to volunteer that wasn't,
Right.
Yeah.
That was
I think
one.
Work out the details. I think it
Okay.
sounds like a good venture, so.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Number 2, thank you so much for the music program, for the chorus and for the band and for allowing children to do music, because music brings out so much in children who can't speak or anything else, so thank you for keeping music in there. I don't know if you got my email that I sent it out, that's that. Another thing was cameras at the field house. I know we have them at the elementary school, perhaps at the field house to watch that very expensive AstroTurf. Keep an eye on it, that's just a thought. You can stop me at any time, tell me if you're speaking out of line, tell me if I should be telling someone else. Okay, quick. I discussed this with someone, and I don't know if teachers get a party for being teachers, not even a party, some tea, some biscuits, some donuts one day. I would love to serve the teachers. I'm sure some children would love to do that. I mean, something for the teachers, just one day.
they do that for Teacher Appreciation Day,
Oh.
PTA does.
Okay,
They
then,
usually do something.
Oh, I was
They did
also
a
thinking-
luncheon this year.
oh, Bus Driver Appreciation Day, because I just see
We
what
do
bus
that
drivers
too.
do. Really? Okay,
That's
good, this is
good.
fast. The third
That's
thing.
day school.
Good. The high school has a big banquet at the end for all the sports that they do throughout the year. And Lord knows we raise money, because I was in that thing flipping burgers this year. God bless all of you for who go in there. And I don't know if I should say it here or should I ask Cindy Rizzi, but the junior high or the middle school, not a banquet like that, but I'm thinking maybe 2 a year pizza parties together, because my children are on the track and field and cross country, and those girls were they weren't even close to anyone else. The girls just, for cross country, blew them away, blew all other schools away, and even the track and field. I think these kids, instead of getting a couple of slops of pizza, bring your uniforms back, should get something even in the high school, or in the gym, in the middle school gym, or something, twice a year, one in December for football and track, or cross country, whatever they do, soccer in the fall, and then whatever they do in the winter, spring, have something in the spring. you know, it doesn't even have to cost anything extra, but I don't know who to talk to about that.
Why don't you
You'd be a
cover,
great chairperson to do.
cover that with Ms. Rizzi?
I really would. Okay, I would cover that with who?
Ms. Rizzi?
Okay, good. And then the last thing, I'm not asking to open up a bunch of things, but recently I have heard about this group and I have seen the group, I've seen trouble that this group causes and I don't know what they're called, but I know they're from the White House, as it's called. They take the number 6 bus and they're dropped off on Route 196 and people, now that my son is going to be starting high school, I have not heard wonderful things, and I'm so sorry that this is hearsay, but I've not heard wonderful things about the children. I have seen from the parking lot that these children have been pulled off their bus. I've heard language on them, I see what they wear, and I'm not segregating. Some of them are very sweet, you know, very shy, but why are they in our school system? And they're not from here, they're from Texas, and
They're adjudicated here by the courts, and they live here, and they have every right to go to school here.
They are legal residents. They've been placed here by the courts for one reason or another, but they are legal residents of the district and they're entitled to an education.
oh, I don't deny them the
Yeah, no,
education, but they're going to be in the school where my son is, who I hopefully bring up very well, and
Yeah.
I just see and hear some of the things that come from these children, and I'm having trouble having him and my daughter the following year associating with these children.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry to bring this up at this time, the last month of the school year, but I'm a little concerned about it.
Well,
Who do I talk to
whether
about
they're
that?
from that house or from a house down the street, that type of behavior is certainly frowned upon, and all we can do is try to nurture them in the right way rather than them draw our kids down. We need to pull them up. But they are legal residents of the district and they're entitled to that education.
Okay,
Johnny,
And some of those
example
kids have
to
been-
help them. He's a good boy, so.
thank you.
Some of the students who came through that system have been wonderful kids in this school.
Great, glad to hear.
Some of them have been wonderful kids and had a lot of interaction with them and, you know, it's unfortunate they're in that position, but it does happen.
Well, thank you very much, thank you for all you do throughout the year, and Dr.
Thank
LaCour,
you.
thank you for all you've done.
Thank you.
Come back.
Thank you. I'm trying, but if maybe we're on TV, you know, we could call in and give our questions.
Okay, we are going to go into executive session for